So Gina has her hand up, Gina Harper.
Okay. All right, Gina. Oh, it doesn't always let me unmute. I don't know why. Gina, maybe because you unmuted yourself. I know, and I can't unmute her. It's not unmuted.
Here we go. It's working. Sorry. Yeah, I think because I muted me after you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Hey, and Shannon, so I'm going to turn my JAWS off, okay, so it's not distracting, but then I won't really be able to do anything. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm going to turn JAWS off.
Okay.
I'm going to just leave it where it was.
Uploading JAWS. Quit JAWS dialog. Are you sure you want to quit JAWS? Press enter to quit now or escape to cancel. Okay, alert after the top, enter. End meeting or leave meeting.
Angela, do you see any other of the graduates? I want to make sure they have the right name.
So far I see Michael Downer.
Yep.
And Chloe Fisher.
Yes, me too.
And then Clark has joined us from CSB. I'm trying to see if I see more graduates here. Not sure who Solis family is. It says, congratulations, Jamie. So that may be Jamie's family.
Okay. Let me unmute them and see. This is, okay. All right, we're going to have some background music play while we wait for people to start to arrive, continue to arrive. And so I'm going to spotlight one of our student musicians here today, and that's Yasmin.
Shannon, will you still hear me if I see graduates, or do you want me to use the chat?
Yes, you use the chat because I think that will, I don't want to try to talk over the music. Yasmin, oh, we have to start the video. That's why. Okay. Please bear with us, everyone. We're all brand new to, oops, I just sent you. We're all brand new to these online graduations. So
I'm going to start, Shannon, Ms. Jones?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you. Is your video
familiar sunrise to sleepy eyes. How happy I'd
Just an FYI, if you want to mute yourself without using your mouse, please.
come with me to Blue Bayou, where the books are fine and the world is wide open wide. Hear those fishing boats with the sails above. If I could see the familiar sunrise through sleepy eyes, how happy I'd be. I will never be blue, my dreams come true. On Blue Bayou.
Thank you, Yasmin. That was beautiful. All right, I think we're going to get started. I'm going to bring up our superintendent. And it's not letting me unmute you, Gina. I don't know why. You might need to unmute yourself.
All right. Good afternoon and welcome to the California School for the Blind's 2020 graduation ceremony. My name is Gina Willett and I'm the superintendent of the California School for the Blind. It's wonderful to see all the CSB students, families, staff members, and community members who've joined us today for this unconventional yet extremely important ceremony to congratulate our 2020 graduates on their achievements and to wish them well as they begin the next chapter of their lives. Before we get started, I want to go over a few logistical details. First, we'd like to let everyone know that we are recording this event via Zoom, and we do plan to post it to our YouTube channel at a later time. It's also live streaming to our YouTube channel at this time. Next, as you know, this is our first Zoom graduation. Our graduation committee has spent a great deal of time carefully planning and practicing the ceremony, but we do ask that you please bear with us if we experience these technical difficulties. You may have noticed that you were automatically muted upon entering the ceremony. We ask that you remain muted during the ceremony in order to eliminate any background noise or disruptions. And Shannon Johns, our host, will unmute speakers throughout the ceremony. Also, there's an ASL interpreter for our ceremony. Please pin the interpreter's video to your screen if you wish to access the ceremony via ASL. Next, I'd like to recognize some special guests that have joined us today. Robin Zane, the director of the State Special Schools and Services Division at CDE. Clark Brook, the superintendent at the California School for the Deaf in Fremont. Nancy Liebach-Amann, the superintendent at the California School for the Deaf in Riverside. Sharon Sachs, former superintendent here at the California School for the Blind. Ann Linville, former principal of transition programs at the California School for the Blind. And Mike Hale from the Dawnbreakers Lions Club. Thank you all for joining us today for this very special event. As I thought about what I wanted to say at this ceremony today, I thought about talking about the challenges that we've all faced over these last few months and the challenges that our graduates have faced and how our graduates have coped with those challenges and really risen to the occasion. And I thought about talking about the uncertainties that they face right now in these trying times, but I realized I didn't really want to talk about any of that. What I really want to talk about and recognize is the strength of each of our graduates, their grit, their ability to face life head on, no matter what challenges come their way. I've known each of our graduates for all of their years at CSB. Some have been with us for just a couple of years, and some have been with us for 10 years. I'm looking at you, Eugenia. I've had the great fortune of watching each of these students grow in their academic skills, their daily living skills, technology skills, and social skills. But I think most importantly, I've seen each of our graduates grow in their independence and in their self-confidence. These students have proven time and again that they're ready to face the world, whatever path they choose. No one's going to tell our graduates, you can't do that, you're blind. Or let me do that for you, it's too hard. Nobody's going to say that and get away with it with this group of graduates. Their determination and grit, their hard work, their self-advocacy, their confidence in their own abilities will all ensure their success as they take these next steps into the future. And so without further ado, I'd like to present to you all the California School for the Blind class of 2020. In a few moments, our student musician Yasmin will play Pomp and Circumstance as we play a slideshow featuring pictures of each of our graduates. The graduates are as follows. Chloe Fisher, who will be pictured wearing her cap and gown. Christian Rudman, who's pictured using a stand mixer in the kitchen. Eugenia Chung, wearing her cap and gown, posing outdoors. Jamie Borgia, smiling while standing outside the 2019 CSB prom. James Sell, wearing a suit and tie in front of a sparkly gold backdrop at prom. Michael Downer, smiling broadly at the camera. Miriam Salazar in a formal black dress with a flower in her hair. And Shide Redman in his class with a bright smile on his face.
Okay, I will share my screen. Presenting the class of, let me see, hold on. I need to stop. Sorry, everyone, bear with me. I need to unmute our musician. And it's, there we go. And now, hold on one second, Yasmin. Okay. Presenting our class of 2020. So Yasmin, I apologize. I didn't have this video showing when it was supposed to. So I just started it. Can you start playing some more for us?
Okay.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Yasmin. That was beautiful. All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. This is, no matter how much you practice or prepare for something like this or go over your notes 1,000 times before, it just never quite goes the way you expect it. So I appreciate all of your patience with me as we work our way through this wonderful ceremony today. So I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Shannon Johns, and I'm the Principal of Career and Vocational Programs at CSB. Thank you all for joining us today for this very special celebration. This was my first year at CSB, and while it has been anything but a traditional school year, full of many unexpected changes and unprecedented situations, it has been an exciting and fulfilling year for me. I have really enjoyed getting to know the students, staff, and families, and becoming part of the CSB community. Some of my favorite memories from this year include graduates we honor today, such as a creepy Halloween dinner party with the students from the apartment living program and a day visiting our job site at the animal sanctuary. In the last few weeks, I've been able to participate in many of our graduates' final IEP meetings, where team members have shared stories of student growth, maturity, self-determination, and resiliency. I feel grateful that I have been able to meet these graduates, and I wish them the very best as they move forward into the next phase of their lives. I hope they will remember to keep learning, to trust themselves, and to always remember to be kind. And now I will turn this over to our Principal of Education, Angela Martin. And let's see if I can unmute you. Yep, you're good.
All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Angela Martin, and I'm Principal of Education at the California School for the Blind. It's definitely my pleasure to celebrate our graduates with all of you in this virtual ceremony, our first ever. virtual graduation. And I'm very proud of all of the students, their resiliency, and their commitment. It's my pleasure today to introduce our keynote speaker. Her name is Gina Harper. Gina was born with congenital glaucoma, but has never let that stop her from accomplishing her goals and motivating others to reach for their dreams. Currently, Gina is one of very few blind financial advisors at Morgan Stanley and in the United States. She's a certified investment management analyst, senior vice president, and senior investment management consultant in Morgan Stanley's Oakland, California office. She has spent her entire adult life proving that limitations are simply hurdles to be cleared. She made the U.S. National Para Cycling Team in 2012 and won a bronze medal in the National Disabled Ski Championships. She enjoys cycling, biking, whitewater rafting, rock climbing, skateboards. She practices yoga, and she's even tried cliff diving. In 1995, she became the first recipient of the Glaucoma Foundation Award of Merit, which recognizes an individual whose life has been profoundly affected by glaucoma and who has responded to the challenge with courage and distinction. Gina's energies and passions focus first and foremost on her family and career, and then she is also extremely passionate about empowering others and improving the lives of people with many kinds of disabilities. She helps employers understand that by hiring people with disabilities, they will acquire hardworking, willing employees. She currently serves as a board member for the American Foundation for the Blind and No Barriers. She's a former board member of Lighthouse for the Blind, Guide Dogs for the Blind, and the Glaucoma Foundation. She's also has been a member of the California Governor's Committee for the Employment of Disabled Persons. She's also served her local YMCA, Girls Incorporated, and other voluntary and administrative roles, and been a motivational speaker for a wide variety of companies and events. Gina's commitment to meeting life head-on extends to everything she does. Every day she proves that having vision for herself and for others doesn't require being able to see. We welcome you, Gina, and we look forward to hearing from you today.
Hold on, you're not unmuted yet. I think you have to, oh, there you go. You're good.
Okay, good to go?
Yep.
Thank you, Angela, and you all, including you, Shannon, behind the scenes are doing an amazing job. This whole thing makes me want to cry, even though I'm supposed to be speaking. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your keynote speaker. I'm so honored and so happy to be a part of your celebration and your graduation. And to the graduates, I'm so sad all the staff and your teachers and your team at CSB had a lot of fun things planned that I was going to get to join you before all of this coronavirus stuff started. But because I wasn't able to meet you in person, all of your teachers have communicated with me and told me how awesome and amazing and spectacular you are. So I did learn a lot of really sweet, awesome things. I also really want to welcome the parents and the families of all the graduates, because I think it takes a village, as they all say, and it's hard to be a parent. I am a parent of an 18-year-old son who is a senior and going to have a Zoom graduation like you, and a daughter who's in college. And I also think it's especially hard being a parent of a blind child, that it's not easy to find a support system, and it's not easy to find role models for your children. And I know that was a challenge for my mom. And today I want to go through with you what I call Gina's gems. And Gina's gems are principles of which I live my life by. And I want to share them with you. From what I heard from all your teachers, though, you share many of these gems that I use as my guiding principles. The first one is there's always a way. And I don't mean that in a cliche. I hate cliches. Okay. So to me, I was born with congenital glaucoma, but I could see too well to be blind, and I couldn't really see well enough to see. I was totally stuck in the middle. So school was very hard for me. Kids are mean. I went to mainstream school and the teachers didn't really know what to do with a visually impaired person. Things seem different now, but you're very blessed to have your network at CSB. And so I found myself very isolated, and I was very ashamed about being blind, and I didn't want to be blind, and I would hide my blindness. And so I just went through life that way. And when I was a junior in high school, my eyes were just continuing to get worse. Then my second Gina's gem is using and taking the road less traveled. So what that means to me is I took the road less traveled because I got out of high school a year early, and I took my GED to get out of high school, and I went to college, again completely hiding my blindness, and I had poor vision then. So one day I had everything memorized, and there was a construction zone put up. So I fell down, technology talking. I fell down a set of stairs, and then I decided like I needed to get some help. So I went to the Orientation Center for the Blind, and that was an amazing experience for me. And I know all of you are going on a different path, and some are going to Hatlin and OCB. And for me, that was a pivotal point in my life. The third Gina's gem is to always work hard. And so everything I've done, every opportunity I've been given for work is I just work really, really hard. And going back to OCB, when I went there, it was amazing because I met all like really neat blind people and really neat support team like you guys have at CSB. And I thrived, and I signed up for all these activities, and I became a world-class downhill skier. And that changed my life. And the next Gina's gem is to be ingenious. So for me, taking the road less traveled, being ingenious means I had to be super creative to get my job. So through skiing, I just took advantage of networking with a lot of people, even with my vision problem, because my industry is not welcoming to women, and it's definitely not welcoming to blind people. So through networking, I was able to secure an amazing job. And in that job, I have continued to work hard because I always feel like I have to prove myself. And I don't like that feeling, but I'm sure all of you graduates know how hard things can be, and that you do have to prove yourself for misconceptions in the world. So the next Gina's gem is using tools and technology. And you guys are so blessed to have all these skills. And I want to encourage you to use all those skills and to keep up on your tools and technology, because that using tools and technology has changed my life. It's made me so independent, and I travel independently around the world, and anything I want to do, I do. And I would say that is directly related to my training at OCB and being independent, and my tools and technology and the support staff that I met at OCB. I did want to say here too to the parents that I think it takes a lot of courage to send your kids to CSB and to watch them grow, and that they are thriving, and to make sure you don't really get in their way, and that you keep supporting them and thriving them, and they have to be brave. And to all you graduates, you do have to be brave. And so that's just an important principle. The last principle that I wanted to share with you is that I am a woman of action. And I think it's imperative that all of you graduates become people of action. And that means you literally any idea you get, you don't let things get in your way, and you don't fall prey to people's misconceptions that blind people can't do things, because you can. And for me, what I do is I set goals and I seek challenges, and I love risk taking. If those of you who know me on this call know I'm kind of crazy. And so an example of that was one time I was having a really hard time in my life. I was really sad. I was kind of in a funk. And I saw an email about trying out for the U.S. National Paracycling Team. And I had tandem cycled, but I was never a crazy competitive tandem cyclist. So of course, in Gina Harper style, I signed up and I went crazy training, and I got 3rd place in the nation, in the whole United States, at the U.S. Road Nationals. And that principle of being a woman of action, really, I carry it through in everything I do. And I think that it will change your life if you embody that principle. Pretty much in closing, I want to say that if you, in your heart, believe that there's always a way, if you use the road less traveled, if you're always ingenious in how you approach things, if you constantly use your tools and technology, if you always work hard, and if you're always a person of action, that you will have an amazing life. Now I'm going to cry because I wish you all the best of luck in your endeavors. And thank you. Dang, I hate that. I hate it makes me want to cry.
Thank you. Thank you, Gina. All right, we're going to have perfect timing for a reflection song. And this is going to be performed by one of our student musicians. We have Mason fastened in here, and I'm going to spotlight his video and unmute him. And Mason, you're going to be ready to go. Wait, you're not unmuted yet, though. Okay, you're good. No, you're not. I don't know why it's not letting me unmute you. Can you try unmuting yourself on your end, Mason?
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep, thank you.
All right, no problem. Okay. I will be king, and you will be queen, and nothing could drive them away. We can beat them just for one day. We can be heroes just for one day. I wish you could swim like the dolphins. Dolphins could swim. Nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. We can be heroes just one day. And I can remember standing by the wall, and the gun shot above our heads, and we kissed though nothing could fall, and the shame was on the other side. We can beat them just for one day. just for one day. We can be heroes just for one day. Oh, 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 we can be heroes just for one day.
Great. Thank you so much, Mason. I'm sure everyone is cheering, but they're all muted, so you can't hear them, but I can see them. Everyone's smiling. They're giving you applause, and that was beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. We are going to move on to where we get to introduce all of our teachers and student graduates. So I am going to spotlight you, Angela. And let's see, unmute you, hopefully. You might need to do it for yourself. And okay, so go ahead, Angela.
All right, I just want to thank Gina, Yasmin, and Mason for your inspiring words and song. That was awesome. And as Shannon said, you would hear tons of applause if we were in the theater and not muted. So last week, our graduates received their CSB diplomas, their caps, and their tassels via FedEx. So instead of handing each of the students on stage, as has been our tradition, I give you all a virtual handshake and a heartfelt congratulations to every one of you. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And without further delay, I'm going to introduce the teachers who in turn will introduce the graduates within their class. We'll hear from some of the students. And so I give you the class of CSB, California School for the Blind, class of 2020. Our first teacher to present today is going to be Cindy Green, and she has two graduates, Jamie Borja and Eugenia Chung.
Hi, everyone. Wow, so terrible to look at myself on Zoom. Wow. My name is Cindy Green, and yes, I do have two graduates, I'm proud to say. My first graduate is Jamie Borja, and if you'll pause for a moment, we will unmute Jamie. She wants to do something really quickly, and then I'll talk.
Hold on, Jamie. Let me unmute you. Oh, I think you're good. Go ahead.
Hi, I would like to give a special shout out to my three friends from Canyon. And I would also like to give a shout out to my aunt / family friend, my aunt's mom, my grandma, and my sister and dad for helping me through my difficult times.
Thank you, Jamie. Turn it back on to Cindy.
And Jamie had written a heartfelt speech, and she was a little shy about saying it, so I'm going to read it for her. Jamie says, I really enjoyed being at CSB. I liked living in the dorms and going on all of the trips, particularly Santa Cruz. I enjoyed prom and the carnival and working at the farm. I will miss all of my teachers and my friends. After CSB, I will be working with my regional center and spending more time with my bird, Charlie. Charlie has his own YouTube channel and website, so be sure to check them out. I will miss CSB and I hope to keep in touch. And now as for me, today I asked Jamie what the top 3 things are that she learned at CSB. When Jamie first came to CSB, she came as a STEP student. So that is our summer transition program. And Jamie said that she learned independence, such as doing her laundry and making quesadillas in the microwave. Now, that may not sound exciting to many of you, but if you've never done it, then it is exciting. And Jamie said she was very excited to get home and to show her family what she could do. The second thing was that she learned more about her Mac from both Apple, who I think she gets her mail there, and from Scott Jaffrey, one of our tech staff. The third thing that Jamie learned was the feeling of freedom when she was in the dorms, where she felt like she was not being judged for her visual impairment and other disabilities. And also what I would say is that Jamie is a unique individual. And if I could only say one word about her, I would say that she is resourceful. I was always impressed that when Jamie had a challenge, she figured out how to get it done and often took the road less traveled to get there. We will miss you, Jamie. All right, my second graduate is Eugenia Chung, who couldn't be with us today, but I'm happy to see her mother on Zoom. Thank you, Julie, for being here. So I'm going to read Eugenia's speech. When Eugenia came, oh, no, I'm going to read her speech, not mine. Let's see. I have been at CSB for 10 years. I enjoyed cooking, math, reading, singing and music class, and working in the rocket shop. I would like to thank Cindy and Miss Tanaka for teaching me a lot of things. I would also like to thank Zach for being a great job coach, Dolores for being a wonderful teacher's assistant, and Katie for teaching me all about orientation and mobility. I will miss everyone at CSB. Finally, I would like to thank my mom and dad for helping me in my life and also getting me into my next program. When Eugenia came into my classroom this year, many staff told me that they have enjoyed the changes they've seen over her for the past 10 years. The most prevalent comment is that Eugenia is a kind-hearted person, which we saw when she greeted students and staff each day. In the classroom, she always asked if she could help me to complete a task and was always the first one to volunteer to do any activity. The second most comment I heard was about her hair. Yep, her hair. I couldn't remember all those hairstyles, so I looked through 10 years of pictures, and they were right. Eugenia has great hair. One thing that I will always remember about Eugenia is that almost every day she told me she was happy. And I am happy to say that Eugenia is living in a group home, which she really wanted to do and which she enjoys. Eugenia started as a young girl and has left as a young adult. We miss you, Eugenia.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Cindy. We're going to move to our next teacher, Chris Wyckoff. And let's see if you can unmute. Chris, can you unmute?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Not yet.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shide's TVI intern, Chris Wyckoff. When Shide first started in our classroom, he was unsure about his future. He was going through a lot of changes and wasn't quite happy with those changes. So Shide and I had some long talks, especially about letting go of the past and wanting to see what he wanted to do with his future. We talked about him setting some goals and the steps on how to get to those goals. And once we had a game plan, it seemed like a switch turned on in Shide and there was no stopping him. With his determination and perseverance and a little support from Team Shide, he was able to achieve each step along the way to his goal. He completed the apartment checklist. And then even once he made it into the apartment program, he still didn't slow down. He worked really, really hard on his O&M skills. He continued with his emotional growth. He made great strides in his independent living skills. Shahid is one of the students that I'm pretty sure he worked every possible job he could have at CSB. In some cases, he worked them 2 or 3 different times. All of his hard work and his determination all accumulated with him already attending the Hadlett Center before the end of this school year. In the classroom, Shahid was a role model to his classmates. He treated them with a kind heart and a respectful tone. He gave them insight and advice and even how to conduct themselves, you know, when they were going through tough times. He used some examples from his own experience to help them give insight on how to reach their own goals. Shai led by example, showing that hard work pays off. The things we're going to miss most about Shai in our classroom is his contagious laugh. When Shai starts laughing, everybody in the class cannot help but smile and laugh too. And his positivity. Shai is a glass is half full young man. Things might not be going right, but Shai will always try to find the most positive side of it and tries to get others to do the same. So finally, congratulations, Shahid. I know you're capable of achieving any goal you set your mind to. So.
Shahid, it looks like maybe you're trying to say something, but I don't want to put you on the spot. If you want to say something, go ahead and unmute yourself. If not, I'm going to move on.
Yes, I'd like to say something. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be at CSB. And I'd like to thank everyone at CSB. I don't think I would have been able to achieve this certificate without CFB staff, teachers. I'd like to thank Roger, Nanako, Chris, Paula, Michael, Liz, Barbara, Shannon, Jim, Christy, and many other staff that I got to work with. It was a great 3 years, and there were some ups, there were some downs, but I did it. Now it's time for me to move on and have a success and come for a visit or two once in a while. And I had a great time and I got to grow. And I don't think that if I did not come to CSB, I wouldn't have grown in many of the cooking skills or the Braille skills or technology skills. And being to become an outgoing person, I don't think any of this would have happened without CSB or Lighthouse or any work site that I went to. It was an honor working with staff, even at Karen's farm, working with Zach, Jonathan, and many other students and staff members. It's a pleasure to be, and it all started in STEP program. And I'd like to thank all the STEP people that started working with me. And I'd like to thank and Linville for giving me a chance. When I struggled in the beginning, it was hard to trust others who I did not know. But once I began the steps of trusting people, learning to work with people, it started to be a good journey. And I think the drive and examples that I got to learn from other students like Billy, Christian, Maria, and many others gave me the opportunity to take chances, and I did so. And it was a great time. That's all. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Shai. That was wonderful. Everyone's clapping and big smiles on their faces. All right. Real quick, before we move on to our next class, I've got a request from one of our interpreters, ASL interpreter, Mona. Mona asked me to spotlight her for a minute so that our other interpreter, Katarina, would be able to see her. I think maybe Katarina didn't know Mona was here, and I know they're going to probably be taking turns. So I think hopefully now they can see each other and connect in order to help support all of our viewers. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Mary Dursky, one of our other teachers. And then I probably need to unmute the other Mary, right? There's two Marys. Let's see, that should work.
Good afternoon. I have the next three graduates. The first is Chloe Fisher. Chloe will graduate with a high school diploma from Connecting Waters Charter School. She's only been at CSB about a year, but at that time, she's done a lot. She became a member of the CSB vocal group. She worked as a cashier at the Rocket Shop. She was part of the Bridge program in Northridge Dorm. She conquered econ and completed her high school senior portfolio. Chloe has a love of arranging flowers and working with children. And she will pursue one of these careers, we're not sure which one, by looking into further training at Modesto Junior College. In the future, if someone were to say Chloe's name to me, one memory would pop right into my head. And that took place at the apartment holiday dinner. As I was leaving, everyone broke into song, and I turned around, and there was Chloe with her head thrown back and the biggest smile on her face, singing the Baby Shark song. Whenever I hear that song, I will be thinking of you, Chloe. And as you move on in life, I'd like you to remember this quote from C.S. Lewis, who was the author of the Alice in Wonderland books. There are far, far better things ahead than we leave behind. Congratulations, Chloe.
All right. I don't know if Chloe wanted to say anything, Mary, or if we're just moving on to the next student.
I think Chloe's okay.
Okay. All right. So who's next?
Christian Rudman. Christian will graduate. Oh, there he is.
Here.
You handsome fellow, you. Christian will graduate with a high school diploma from Dickens High School. He earned his diploma through a combination of high school and community college classes. He attended class at Ohlone Community College in Fremont. He was a member of the CSB goalball team and the apartment living program. And Christian has a love of photography and graphic arts. If you've been on campus, you've seen some of Christian's work. He designed the logo for the Rocket Shop, for White Cane Day, and for a few of the sports teams at CSB. in the future, if someone were to mention Christian's name, the memory that will pop into my head is that he is a quiet leader. People are drawn to him. And it was often a new student would come into the class and the very first person they would go to for advice was Christian. So in the future, Christian, as you move forward with your endeavors, I'd like you to remember this quote from Oprah Winfrey. If you want to fly, just harness your power and your passion. Honor your calling, trust your heart, and success will come to you. Congratulations, Christian.
Christian, did you want to say anything? I think you need to unmute yourself.
Can everybody hear me? Am I good?
Yep, you're good.
All right. I'm gonna make this short because my battery is like 2%. So yeah, but I've been having some technical difficulties. But anyways, I would like to thank obviously everybody, the staff, the students for such a great opportunity. I would like to thank obviously Ms. Dursky and Michael, because they were there when I first got here. I'd like to thank obviously Michael because he's always pushed my rear end to the very edge. No matter if I was doing good in school or I was struggling, he would always be there. He would always storm into my apartment, making sure that I got all my stuff done and make sure I'm on top of everything. So I'd like to thank him for that. And also just everything he's done on the apartment side of things, like cooking with me and helping me clean. I would like to thank him for that. Also, please, I don't want to hold this. Please. Never mind. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I would like to thank obviously Ms. Dursky too for always believing in me and just everything she's done. She would always support me, just like Michael, if I was struggling with something or doing good. She's always greeted me with a smile and a hello every morning that I woke up and went to school. And I just like to thank her for all the cool celebration that we had in her class, and then all the music we played, and just all the fun memories, and just I just enjoyed making everybody laugh in class as much as possible, because that was my goal besides schoolwork. But yeah. Anyways, and just like briefly, I just want to thank like I said, all the students and all the staff, Rebecca, Kylie, Stacy, Mario, Nanako, Jonathan. I'd like to thank all those people for the same reasons, but just it means so much to me that I was able to come to CSB and I got to learn so much things. And another thing I want to thank before I hopefully my phone doesn't die. I'd also like to thank everybody who believed in me with my art and my t-shirts. I really appreciate that. And it meant so much to me because I have them hanging up on my wall right now. Some of the t-shirts I've done. And I'm just very thankful for all my friends and the opportunity that I've had with everybody. And yeah, it's always a mystery what life brings to you next. But like I said, I just like to thank everybody once again, and I hope I can come visit maybe next year sometime and surprise y'all. So thank you. Stop, kitty, stop. I have a cat in the room. Stop.
Thank you, Christian. We're very excited for you.
Thank you.
All right, Mary.
My last graduate is James Sell. James will graduate with a high school diploma from the Hadley Institute, the last class of Hadley, because they are discontinuing the diploma program. And James did it all through correspondence course. James is the founder of the D&D Club. And for those of you who don't know, that's Dungeons and Dragons, which is now the most popular club on the CSB campus. And he was a member of the apartment program. During distance learning, we all had to learn about Zoom. And during our meetings, we never knew how James would show up. He was that guy in the corner the Honorable Viking, and that guy in the background. James has a love of psychology and helping people, and he wants to become a psychologist. My memory of James happened last year. He had to take algebra. And my aide, Michael, at the time, looked at the way Hadley was teaching algebra to James, and he shook his head and said, nope, that's not going to work. You're going to college one day, and you're going to have to learn how to do it the college way. So he taught James how to do it if you were in a college algebra class. And James would sit in the back of my classroom with the whiteboard spread all across the table and the dry erase markers and the eraser going to town, and he mastered it. So James, as you move forward, I'd like you to remember the words of the English author, Neil Gaiman. The old rules are crumbling and nobody knows what the new rules are. So make up your own rules. Congratulations, James.
James, would you like to say anything?
All right. Hello?
You're good.
There you go. I would just like to say thank you to all the staff and everybody who's helped guide me on my path, help me gather all the information and skills I'll need for my future. And I'd just like to tell everybody that life is like a story, right? Like, you might not know how it ends, but every story has a positive ending. There's always a good ending. As long as you keep going down the adventure of your life, you will find your happy ending. I'm not sure what it will be. I haven't read your story, only you can do that. So the only advice I can give you for your life adventure, as I put it, is to keep one eye on the past and learn from it. To keep one eye on the future and prepare for it. But to always face the present and deal with it. Because that's life. You gotta learn from the past, you gotta prepare for the future. You must always be facing the present. You can never focus only on one or the other. I'd just like to thank everybody for helping me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James. That was great. All right, we are going to move on to our next teacher, Linda Eck. Let's see. Okay, Linda, you're on.
First, I want to say I'm so lucky to have the students that I do. Every teacher at CSB will tell you that their class is the best. And that's something about CSB and all our students. But I always get the best class. They grow together and they challenge themselves. There are 3 groups at CSB that spend part of every day attending local high schools. Michael Downer, my graduate. Can we spotlight Doc?
Yeah, he's coming.
Michael Downer attends CSB and Newark Memorial High School. Doc, I call him Doc because his initials are MD. Doc started at CSB with a lot of frustration inside him, much of it from expecting himself to be perfect. And who can measure up to that? He thought he should understand everything all the time. He thought he should know all the answers and say all the right things. What he learned over the past 3 years was how to be a great student. Jenny Torkelson, our chemistry teacher at Newark, gives us evidence of that. She said on May 9th, and I quote, "They are a great bunch of kids." 4 blind guys, I'm trying to use air quotes, but I'm holding papers. 4 blind guys, I'm using the air quotes because they came up with that name, took chemistry this year. That was Jake, Eman, Delshawn, and Michael. And back to quoting Jenny, "My life has been changed because of them." Thank you, kids. Now, no one is born knowing chemistry, and it's hard. It's hard because our whole lives we're told science and math are hard, and we believe it. Really, it's just a new subject to learn. We learn it the same way as everything else. Other people know it, they teach us, we don't understand. So we ask questions, we practice, we make mistakes, we start over. Michael used to let mistakes get way under his skin. Now he doesn't. He keeps asking questions. He keeps trying. He keeps practicing. Michael learned to use his mistakes as a place to start asking new questions. Now he knows that mistakes can be useful and frustration can be overcome. Michael is a great student and a role model for others. I'm deeply proud of you. Congratulations on earning your diploma, Doc.
Michael, would you like to say anything? Okay, we won't put you on the spot then. All right, our next teacher is, our final teacher is Maria Bernardo. And I think you might need to, oh, you're good, okay. You're good, Maria. Oh, well, you're muted again. Oh, wait, you're still.
Okay.
There you go. You're good.
Okay. Hi, everyone. And what a happy day this is. Oh, my goodness. It's heart-wrenching to see them go, but so happy. I have Miriam Salazar as my graduate. Miriam will be graduating from the Kennedy Mainstream program with a Kennedy High School diploma and will continue her studies as part of the CSB apartment program and take online courses as well. To Miriam, I say, they say that people who give you the most difficulties are the people that teach you the most important lessons about yourself. In a word, Matsusugo. This was the greatest lesson of all for you, Miriam, as you truly became to know yourself as a self-made genius. As you may have always had those qualities of responsibilities, maturity, and resourcefulness, Mr. Matsusugo boosted them to the surface. You continue to shine, Miriam, as all those qualities blend together with your quick-wittedness, caring, and humorous characteristics. I am so proud of you and your achievements, and I'm confident that wherever you go, we will hear about you. Congratulations, Miriam, Miss Self-Made Genius. We will miss you, but we will never forget you.
Thank you, Maria. And I know you'd rather not speak, Miriam, so we won't ask you to, but we're very happy for you. Congratulations. All right, now I'm going to turn this back over to Gina. There you go.
Hi, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out. There's a couple of other people in the audience today that have joined us that I just noticed. So I want to make sure that we also say hi to them. Stuart Wittenstein's here today. Stuart was for over 10 years was the superintendent here at CSB. And Ann Gellis was our Braille teacher for many, many, many years and sort of retired, although we keep pulling her back in, has also joined us today. So I just want to welcome Stuart and Ann. And I want to give a quick shout out actually to James, because in my introduction, I gave a shout out to Eugenia for being here for over 10 years, but actually, James, I realized you've been here for over 10 years now too. So quick shout out to James. Every year, the Dawnbreakers Lion Club presents a scholarship to 2 of CSB's graduates. The support from the Dawnbreakers Lions Club over the years has helped so many CSB graduates follow their chosen college or career path. Last summer, I had the opportunity to attend a meeting of the Dawnbreakers Lions Club, and I can tell you that this group of people is jovial and fun-loving, but also so clearly and deeply dedicated to community service and supporting individuals with visual impairments. I left that meeting with my heart full of joy and so much gratitude for the Lions Club and everything that they do, which is really amazing. At this time, I'd like to introduce Lion Mike Hale, who will be presenting the 2020 Dawnbreakers Lion Club Scholarship.
There we go. Hello. I am Michael Hale. I'm representing the Dawnbreakers Lions Club today. The Dawnbreakers Lions Club is your local Fremont club that is part of a worldwide community service organization called Lions Clubs International. Our goals are very simple. Our motto is "We serve," and those 2 words sum up what we want to do and helping out our community. The organization started way back in 1917 in Chicago by two individuals who wanted a service club, who thought we need to do something to help our community. And from there it had grown. By 1925, they're having a convention. Helen Keller came to the convention and challenged the Lions Clubs to be Knights for the Deaf and Blind, which we have become with many programs around the world. In that honor of that challenge from Helen Keller, it is my pleasure to be able to offer two $500 scholarships to students of the California School for the Blind to help with their continuing education. At this point in time, I want to say the students are Christian Rudman and Marianne Salazar. So I have, of course, can't quite see it. There we go. So there's our certificate. So I just want to help them. We want to help them out and continue our service and help them with their education going forwards. It's not, it's not $1 million, but I'm hoping that this helps as they move forward in their life.
Thank you so much. That is wonderful. And unfortunately, it looks like Christian's phone did die. We were trying to get him back on the call. We were trying to tell him to plug his phone in, but it didn't work. So unfortunately, he's not here, but we are recording this and we'll make sure he watches it and that he finds out. And I did show Miriam there. I'm sure she looked very happy too. So thank you so much. This is wonderful for our students.
Oh, more than pleasure. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here.
Thank you for being here. All right, Gina, back over to you. Okay, you're good.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Dawnbreakers Lions Club, for your continued support. And congratulations to Christian and Miriam. You have both been amazing leaders on our campus and just great role models for our younger students and for your peers. So we will miss your leadership. We'll miss you being role models on our campus. And we can't wait to see where you go. We know you're going to go far in life, and we're looking forward to it. And now the CSB graduating class of 2020, you did it. You made it. Your hard work paid off, and today you graduate stronger, braver, and wiser than before. So on behalf of everyone in the CSB community, we are so very, very proud of you, and we wish you all the best in the next chapter of your lives. Graduates, I now invite you to flip your tassels on to the other side of your caps.
And we have a celebratory song from Mason. You want to unmute Mason?
Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. Is my video okay?
Yep, you're great.
Cool. Okay.
Remember the 21st night of September, love was drunk in the minds of pretenders, kissing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing to the beat that our souls were singing, and we danced in the night. Remember. It was a party up. Say, do you remember? Party up. Dancing in September. Party up. Never was a better day. Our hearts are ringing, our souls are singing. Was a Maria. Say, do you remember Maria? 13 in September, Maria. Never was a cloudy day. Was a Maria. Say, do you remember Maria? Dancing in September, Maria. Never was a cloudy day. Ba-do, 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 da-do, ba-do, ba-do,
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mason. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Gina, I'm going to bring it back to you. Would you like to, oh, okay. So Christian, I don't know if we want to just mention, I think someone told you by phone that Gina, do you want to tell him since he's back? Okay.
I think Christian heard the news.
Okay, good.
Congratulations, Christian and Miriam. We're so proud of you both. Well, students, families, staff members, community members, thank you all for joining us today to celebrate the California School for the Blind class of 2020. We are so proud of each and every one of our graduates and all of their accomplishments and achievements over the years. At this time, Shannon's going to unmute all participants, and we want to just give a huge round of applause for the class of 2020.
Congratulations! Hey, everybody! Hey! Congratulations!
He wants me to give.
Congratulations!
He wants me to be like the mother of his. Like, I want you to. I don't know. Did I tell you that part?
And a big thank you to our student musicians. Thank you, Yasmin and Mason.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, this concludes our ceremony, and we thank you all again for joining us today.
Yeah.
Bye.
But wasn't it?
Hi, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's the music teacher.
Will there be a
Congratulations, everybody.
Good job, everyone.
congrats, guys?